Let's spend a few minutes talking about a very important topic that I want to stress with you, and that's how we are going to approach the rest of the semester as far as like the papers that we write. And one of the things that I came up with a few years ago was the notion that if students selected a central focus, that would be the central focus for all of the papers, they seem to have a much stronger time and better experience with the course. And so that what winds up happening is you're going to select one single topic or question that you're going to be seeking the answer to. And then that question you will be addressing in several different types of papers. Now, if this works the way it should, and it has in the past, as you write one paper, you might find that portions of that paper are usable in the next paper, and so on and so on. So that by the time we get to that final big paper to write, okay, you actually find that you've already done the research, you've already done all the work, and you've already done many of the sections that you need to put into that paper. So this final draft becomes somewhat easy to write. It's just a question of organizing and making intros and conclusions, I think, that basically tie everything together. So we're going to start today by simply talking about what it is that you guys will be looking at as far as like your semester focus topic. All right. So one of the things I want to point out is that central to a good focus is an underlying question. And what you'll see here are a list of possibilities. Certainly not the only possibilities you can choose from, but I think it's a pretty healthy list to start from. And these are, if you want to think of them as big questions, you can, but they lead you into thinking about specific issues that might fall under the category of the question. So for example, if you look at the second question, does my voice matter? One of the things it could lead you to would be, the social justice issues that we've had that erupted kind of in the springtime, but have seemed to be simmering for quite some time. We could look at the role of media in that. We could look at the role of social media and how students have engaged and individuals have engaged to try to make that voice matter to someone somewhere somehow. So it's an important question. It's not certainly the only question, but you can look through this list and kind of start to narrow your idea about, you know what, I really want to tackle that question. That's an important one for me. And then from there, what it becomes is working toward looking at, okay, so what specific category am I going to be working with to try to address that question? So if I'm looking at, say, that question about does my voice matter, I might be looking at this idea of the changing landscape of family, okay? So does my voice, maybe I want to write a paper about this idea of marriage and what that might mean to a family, of adoption, of what it might mean. And so these might be part of the issues that I deal with from my larger question. And you can see this list, again, is certainly not complete, but it does give you a lot of room to think about. What I've done for you is kind of categorize different areas to help you with your research, okay? And think of these as disciplines that you might study in a college course. And actually that would make a great use of the work that we do is to try to make sure that what you're doing is moving you forward to something of interest to you, okay? All right, so what we're going to be working on, or what I want you to work on, is start selecting that big idea, that big umbrella question and topic that you want to do for the semester, and then what direction you want to take under that larger topic. So this week we'll be working on kind of formalizing what it is that I want to do and creating something called a topic proposal, which is a very formal and short statement to your professor, to your overseer, whoever's like you're working under or with, to propose what is the area of research that I want to be a part of. This is something that's good practice. It's very format driven. I'll give you a template to follow, but I think it's easy enough to follow. So start thinking about those topics. Look at the questions. Look at the categories. You'll see that most of the issues that face America today, you can fit underneath one or more of these questions. And we'll go from there, and I'll be working with you. And so we'll move forward from that.